how is your type, your physical type of guy?
Okay, so I personally like somebody ambitious and somebody who enjoys going to the gym, somebody who definitely takes care of themselves and is career driven.
This sounds so bad. Fugitive.
Okay.
It used to be toxic, but I go for the good boys now.
Congratulations, you have the worst pickup line today.
In case you guys haven't been watching the last few weeks, I've been taking Aaron out and filming myself coaching him how to meet and attract women by cold approaching them. If you'd like to follow him right from the beginning and see his approaches, I'll put some links in the comments below. Unfortunately, this weekend we had a ton of rain again, especially on Friday night, which is when we're supposed to go out to do our nighttime approaching. So instead, what we decided to do is go out with Aaron to talk to women and understand what they like about guys. That is, not try to go and pick them up, but really try to connect with them, understand what their core wants and needs are.
So, if someone approached to you at the mall in this moment, which is the pickup line that you would like to hear?
Probably nothing like cringy, maybe just like a nice compliment or something like that, something genuine. But some pickup lines can be a bit cheesy. So yeah, probably a nice compliment.
Honestly, I'm old-fashioned. I think my biggest piece of advice would be drop the phone, especially if you're in person. If you're approaching someone physically, I think drop the phone, just go up to somebody and just be friendly. I think part of the problem about women, I think these days, is that we expect every man who's being friendly to be hitting on us. And I think there's a guard up there that stops men feeling like they can approach. But I would say pickup line, I don't have anything that I would need anybody to say except for just making me feel comfortable and confident and make me feel nice. So whatever they can say, I'm very accepting of anything. But yeah, my advice would be drop the phone. Don't look down at your phone. Just try and get to know somebody in person and seek energy. Now,
doing this is actually really beneficial for Aaron because the act of talking genuinely to women about their lives, about what they've liked about dating, what they don't like about dating, what their dating preferences are, what they hate when guys do, what they love what guys do. And most importantly, he's talking to women about approaching and attracting and dating women and having the women respond like it's a perfectly normal thing to do. And what that does is it helps to normalize in Aaron's brain a lot of the fear response that he and a lot of us guys have to approaching women because he sees women acting like it's the most normal thing in the world to randomly approach a girl. But I also learned something very fascinating in this session, and I think you guys are going to find it extremely interesting as well. In a nutshell, it was this. The types of women who generally agreed to be filmed were far more likely to be superficial and more like the red pill or black pill account of what women are like, compared to the women who didn't want to be seen on camera.
Bit rough looking, but still
Veneers, tan, nice jawline, tall.
nice eyes, dark features for me.
I feel like all men are going to cheat anyways, so pick the right man with the fattest wallet.
The women who didn't want to be filmed were far less likely to be narcissistic and shallow in their assessments of dating and what they expect from guys in relationships.
Hey guys, I wanted to quickly jump in because I'm mid-edit on this video and I realized that as I was filming it, I didn't realize I was going to be making quite such a critical video about the women. And so I elected to only use 3 different sets of interviews to make this video of other women, because I want to be careful who I was being critical of. And so it's a little bit of duty of care for the women that I was talking to. That's why there's only 3 sets of women. But if you'd like to see the full interviews, I'm going to be posting them up real soon. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on those.
But what I didn't realize until filming these videos yesterday was how many women didn't want to be filmed. In fact, Aaron and I both approached a whole bunch of women to ask them if they wanted to be interviewed by Aaron. And when it was, I think, 3 out of 4 women said no, they didn't want to be seen on video answering these questions. You see, even the women who said they didn't want to be filmed, Aaron went on to ask them if it was okay if he asked them off of film, off of audio recording, just so he could get a bit of an idea how they personally felt. And as you may not be surprised to hear, many of them then said yes. So we still have the answers of the women who didn't want to be filmed. And while, yes, a few of the women who agreed to do a video with us gave us really well thought out, sensible answers about dating and relationships, and they seem to be really well-grounded women.
Why the men need to approach to the girl and why the girls doesn't approach to the guys?
I think it's just that hierarchical structure that we've kind of lived into existence and always had in society. But for me, if anyone has ever come up to me and I have been in a relationship or have been in a situation where I'm seeing somebody, I'll always thank the person and make sure that they feel good about asking someone out. I don't think it happens as much anymore. I think with the introduction of dating apps and everything like that, the confidence is going down. I think women are kind of finding their place sitting back a little bit more. I don't know. I feel like women are going to hate me for this, but men's obligation to be more of a man and in person, I guess it's a lot more scary. So I guess, yeah, it's just a hierarchical societal structure that we kind of have to outlive.
Mine was kind of harder. We were in lockdown, so like we kind of met online and just started talking. And then I think him just initiating that he actually wanted to get to know me, because I feel like these days it can be either way, like guy or girl, but most people these days online just want something different. They don't want a proper relationship. So I think just either one of us putting in effort and actually wanting to make that connection, and that's what he did. So that stood out to me.
The majority of the women who were filmed were very shallow and very slightly narcissistic in their ways of viewing dating relationships.
The best place to meet someone.
Oh, I'm gonna
Not online.
I'm gonna say not Australia, definitely Dubai, and at the gym in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
After a while, it became really easy for Aaron and I to start to work out who was going to say yes to being filmed by us. We simply had to wait until we saw women who were really well dressed, like dressed up, dressed to be noticed, dressed to be sexy, women who were wearing a lot of makeup, women who clearly, if you had to make a judgment call, you'd guess wanted to be noticed, wanted to be seen, wanted to be known as being very attractive. If we found those women and asked them, they were far more likely to say yes. And unsurprisingly, of course, those are the same women who are more likely to be superficial and have superficial expectations of men in return. And I think this uncovers a really strong selection bias in the kinds of answers we're going to see from women in video interviews with women like this. In other words, the women that we're going to see giving answers on video are definitely not a fair representation of the general population.
You have a fat ass.
I cannot believe that someone approached to you
No.
and said that.
People do. People do. Some people are wild.
Okay.
Oh, I actually had someone call me an Arabian horse actually recently overseas.
So the takeaway is this, guys. Be careful of what you take away from a lot of the video interviews you see with women. And I know how easy, how satisfying it is to look at videos such as Pearly Things or the whatever podcasts where they interview these women and women say the most inane things, these things that you watch and go, oh my God, what a retarded woman.
Prayer for Chase.
Gracias. Habla español. No parle français, but habla español.
Go ahead with prayer, Chase.
Okay.
Bro, what just...
Nothing happened.
Was that a slip?
Yeah.
Full on slip?
I told you it was going to happen if you made me wear the shirt like this. Like, oh, Jesus
I
Christ.
think we should just move on.
Right? And we listen to the sensible guys, the smart guys interviewing them, or in Pearly Things, for example, the smart woman interviewing them, saying, like, putting them in their place and showing them how illogical they are. And we go, yeah, good on you. Like, stupid women. And it's satisfying to watch. I know, especially when you're frustrated and feeling hurt by women in general as well. But you need to understand that this is not a representation of the population, that actually most women are not like this. But it's hard to get those average women on video. And what's more, even if you could, admit it, it wouldn't make for such good viewing. And as a result, those channels wouldn't get the same number of views as if they specifically found really annoying, irritating women to interview in the first place. Lastly, guys, I'll say this. I understand that what I've done here is hardly a piece of rigorous science. You know, I've got a sample size of what? Oh, about 30 or 40. And, you know, a lot of the assessments I've made about the women are quite subjective. They're not objective. I had to make judgment calls about who they are and based on very vague things. But it was still a strong trend, right? And I understand that this is a strong trend that I'm seeing, and it's been very fascinating. And probably now that I think about it, it isn't a surprising outcome. If you guys would like to see me do more interviews like this, because I could probably ask questions that would help me be a little bit more logically scientific about this. I could start to ask them, okay, what was the average income, or what would be your guess, the income of your ex, or maybe your last 3 exes? Who should pay in a first date? I could ask some of these sort of more superficial questions, and I could compare the answers of those who went on camera versus those who didn't. I'd be happy to do that if that's really fascinating to you, because I'd enjoy it, but not everyone likes science as much as I do. And of course, guys, if you've been enjoying watching Aaron's progress, or you've been enjoying watching my videos that I make, or the ones that I make about Aaron's progress, please go ahead and smash the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out any of the future videos. I'm going to be soon filming some of Aaron's dates because he's getting dates lined up now, and I really want to get those filmed so you can see how he goes on the actual dates. I know you all want to see him have some major success, as do I. So keep tuned for that. That's going to be coming real soon. For the rest, guys, I look forward to seeing you in my future videos.
The worst pickup line that someone tell you to approach and have your attention.
Oh my God, I would have to think about it. They're in my Instagram DMs in that acceptance box. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Do you have COVID? Because I would die for you.
Okay.